Hi Flosstube, Judy here from an Aussie in a Kiwi world. It is Thursday the 13th of October 2022 and this is Flosstube number 6. Welcome back to all my subscribers and viewers, and welcome to those that have just newly found my channel. Whether that's from a shout out from someone else or you've just found me come up as a suggested Flosstuber, then it's great to have you here, so thank you very much. So today's going to be a little bit of a shambles, not a normal Flosstube that I've had. It has been a few weeks in between or since my last one, and I've been really busy with planning and hosting the Thames stitching retreat here in Thames, New Zealand, and we had a wonderful time. But I'll have a little bit of a segment at the end of the video, just so that if you're not interested in the retreat information, I will actually share that at the end, so you can stop it when you need to. So I do have a couple of projects that I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. I haven't had many stitches, but I have had a finish, which was actually really nice. And of course I've got some giveaways. There's 8 giveaways that I had from Flosstube number 5. And that was for my 1,000 subscribers, so I will draw those in a moment, and we'll go from there. So first of all, if I can just actually have just do a couple of shout outs. So Sarah from Sew Me Sarah actually had given myself a shout out in one of her previous videos, and I love going to watch Sarah. She's got very similar taste to my own, so it's lovely to go and sit back and watch her. She's quite calming when she talks, and it's really easy to actually sit back and watch and stitch with her, or just to follow what she's actually doing. So sorry about the glare on my glasses. The other one is actually just a brand new Flosstuber. This was one of the ladies here in New Zealand that attended the retreat, and we were having a bit of a conversation. She was saying how she'd love to actually start up a Flosstube, and she's been thinking about it, so I sort of just tried to give her a little bit of a push to jump in and do it. She's got reasons why she wanted to actually join the Flosstube community, and she'll be able, you can actually watch that on her Flosstube. So she's got 2 videos out at the moment. The first one obviously being her introduction and explains why she's actually doing Flosstube, and the second one was a little bit about the cross stitch retreat, which is actually really lovely, so that she's put that together. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of details at the end about the retreat, but you can certainly go over and check her channel out. So her channel is called Chasing Alyx, and it is with Alyx. I will put her details down below in the description with a link, so you can go out and check her out and give her some love. So she's such a natural behind the camera. I'm surprised that she hasn't actually taken up the plunge to do it previously. So go and check her and Sarah out if you haven't already found them on Flosstube. So let's get into this. So what I'm going to do is I will show you a couple of my projects that I've been working on just in the last few weeks. So as I mentioned, it's 3 weeks since I've actually recorded my last Flosstube. So I'm a little bit out of practice with stitching because I haven't done as much as what I would have really liked to. So my main aim was to first of all finish the one project, in which I did finish, and there was 2 that I actually worked on over that time. So the first one that I worked on was the Bothy's Flight of the Bumblebee. This is actually a beautiful project. I'm actually quite sad to see it's coming near the end, but I still have all the back stitch to do, so that won't be possibly the fun part of the project, but it'll certainly bring it back to life and make it pop. So that's Flight of the Bumblebee, and this is where I'm at. So I have completed all of the tulips on this side of the project, and I'm just over here on the right. So I've got 3 tulips to go, and then I've got all the back stitch for all of these flowers. But it's such a fun, lovely project. I love the colours, and it is really fun to stitch on. So sorry, I'm full of ums today, a little bit out of practice. The Bothy kits that are actually out there, there's so many lovely ones that with the Rendale designs. I just think that they're so realistic with the pictures and things like that. So that's actually quite fun. So that was Flight of the Bumblebees. The second project that I've been working on is the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler from 2020. So this is part 12, so it's obviously blocked out all the bits that have already been released when they done it as a cell, and number 12 was just this bit here. I'm certainly not this far into the project, so I haven't jumped in. I will actually put before and after before photos on the video as well, so you can see where I was. And so I've actually just started on number 1, and I've moved all the way down the side here. I'm pretty sure I've got some just in here a little bit, but mainly just down the side of the project. And I'm doing this in a green, which has escaped me with the colour, but I'll pop it in the description. And this is where I am at with this one, if I can move back far enough to show you the whole amount that I've done. So the before photo I'll actually put up just here and show you where I was previously. But this project is absolutely amazing. I just really couldn't put it down. It's so nice to work on the motifs that you can just start it and then keep working on it till you obviously finish that one before you move on. But it seems to move on quite quickly, so that's quite fun. I'm going to look forward to getting back into that one. Now I'm doing the whole project in the same colour. I was going to actually try to change it up as I went along, but I decided just to keep it with the green. So that's fun. And my favourite piece for today is my finish, and that is of my mood cubes. So 6 individual patterns which are from Country Threads in Australia, and I've just done them all on one piece of fabric, which is actually a opalescent, so it is a little bit sparkly. I'm not too sure whether you'll be able to see that, but it was so fun to actually do. This was really great for part of my some of my game challenges, because once I had the outline done and I had done sort of the lighter blue and the dark blue, all I had to do was fill in the rest of the blue, and it was quite easy just to sit there and fill in block stitching. But I absolutely love this pattern. It's just amazing. The colours in real life, I don't think the video can actually show you how bright and lovely it looks, but you will get a sneak preview of this in relation to the little video I add at the end about the brag table from the retreat, because it is actually sitting on the brag table, and you'll see the bright colours from there as well. So they're the 3 projects I've worked in the last 3 weeks. Certainly not as many stitches as I would normally get on in my fortnight, but I have had lots to do in relation to the retreat. So that's those. So if I can go into the giveaways, I was going to actually try to do these on the random generator, the random comment picker, before I got on to do the video, and then just show you who had actually won. But I don't know if it's just me, but I like to actually be very transparent, and I think I've mentioned this before, to actually be able to show you exactly who's actually won, so you can see the random picker going round and round. So it is more of an honesty thing than anything. So the first giveaway that I actually had was, or it might not be in this order, but one of the ones I had was ink circles, and this is by any other name. So as you probably remember, I double ordered this and had 2 of them, which happens quite often. So this is just for the pattern for ink circles, and you needed to put the word ink. So I have got the information into the system just here. The comments there are 79 unique comments, and I am going to press the button, and it's actually hard to see. How am I going to do this? Sorry guys. So that was Jen Marsh. So if we, oh gosh, this is terrible. I might have to actually turn, there we go. I might have to turn the light off so that it's not going to be so bright. So that's Jen Marsh. Congratulations, you've won the Ink Circles pattern. If you can just email me with the details below, and I will turn around and get those posted out to you. I'm just going to try to turn this light off. Sorry guys. It's not very bright. Oh, it's too bright. There we go. Okay, so I'll just do that one again to show. It must be my tablet or it's the light above, but I'm pretty sure you've seen the Jen Marsh. I will just take a screenshot of that. Okay, so the next one was a Nora Corbett pattern, and this one you had to say the word winter. So this is Red Winter Gift. So for this one, swap the word winter into there, pop in the calculation, oops, and so there's 44 unique comments on this one, and I'll press the button for the generator, and that one is Jody Walker. Congratulations, Jody. I know that you won one of the previous giveaways, so congratulations. I do have your postal address, so I can organise to get that off to you. So you've won the Red Winter Gift pattern. The third giveaway was for the Red Tree, another Nora Corbett, and the word that you had to use for this one was tree. Let's pop that in here. Okay, whoops. And 3 + 2 is 5. Get the comments. And there are 41 unique comments for this one. So if I can press the start button, and the start one for this is Fiction and Floss. So this is actually Anne from Wellington. She's from New Zealand, and I'm not too sure why this is playing so hard to get. Maybe that's why I was going to actually take the photos and just show them on here. So Fiction and Floss. Congratulations, Anne, you've won that Nora Corbett pattern. So if you can just let me know your postal address and I'll get that in the mail for you. The next one was Red Dress Gifts. So this one you had to use the word gifts, so G-I-F-T-S, and I'll just pop those details in here. Okay, so we have 23 unique comments on that one, and I'm just going to try to switch this extra light off. Maybe that might be the problem. Okay, so on that one, oops, the reflection is terrible on here. Shari Musolino, so my apologies if I've pronounced your name incorrectly. Shari, if you can email me on the email address below or get in contact with me via Instagram, my details are down below, and let me know your postal address. I will get that Nora Corbett chart for the Red Dress Gifts out to you. Congratulations. The next 4 were for my hand-dyed floss. which was just the, there was 4 different colours. So it was violet, apple, blue and orange. They're the 4 colours that you needed to say. So I'm just going to do the first one, which was violet. Get the comments. So this is for 2 skeins of this violet colour. And as mentioned before, this is hand dyed by myself, so it won't be the same as anywhere else that you've actually got it. So there's 22 unique copies, 22 unique comments, sorry. And this is who's actually won. So Thesis Crafty Heather. So Heather, if you can please get in contact with me, just make sure that you can see that. If you can please get in contact with me and advise your postal address, I will pass those on to you, get those out in the mail. The next one we will do is the orange, which is the tangerine, that tangerine colour. So 2 skeins, and oops. And there are 14 unique comments for this one. So this one is Jen Marsh again. So congratulations. You've actually won the orange floss as well. Okay, the apple, which is the green. Get that one. So that's the apple was for the 2 green floss, if I can get it correct there. There was 18 comments with the word apple, and this one is Roxanne Green. So Roxanne's also won a previous giveaway for me. Try to get that in there. Perfect. Well done, Roxanne. And the second last giveaway is the blue floss. Now this colour is actually gorgeous. I really love this one. Out of all of them, it's probably my favourite. Blue. Fill in the calculation. And of the blue floss, there was 20 unique comments. And I'll just press start. And the winner is Lisa Whittaker. So Lisa, congratulations. If you can please just contact me with your postal address and I will get these blue floss out to you. Now the last one is the Bothy kit, which is called In My Footsteps. Nice little bear and its cub. And the word that you needed to use for this one was foot. So I'll just pop that in here. And the unique comments was 42, so this was a popular one as well. I'm going to press start. And the winner of this one is Sandy Gorton. So hopefully I've pronounced that correct. Try to get that in the screen. Wonderful. So congratulations, Sandy. If you can contact me. So if all the winners can please just contact me by email or by Instagram. My details are down below and I'll get those out in the post to you as soon as possible. So that is all the giveaways. Now a couple of questions that I had, or a couple of comments from the last video. One of them was Gabri's Stitches advised that the Madame Chantilly patterns that I had, which were all the season patterns I mentioned that come from Italy, you can actually purchase some of those by PDF, which is actually really cool. So if you just search for the Madame Chantilly on Etsy, you can actually find which ones are can be done with PDF or whether they do need to be posted. And if they do need to be posted, maybe you can contact them and ask if there's a PDF option available for those to save you on postage. So I can't guarantee that they're all available on PDF, but some of them are definitely available on PDF. So the other question was, Barb asked to explain how I calculate my stitches. So when I'm normally stitching on a daily basis, I use Pattern Keeper. So Pattern Keeper keeps up my stitch count, and I just make note of it of a night time. So this is like just a little bit of a scribble where I put the date, what I worked on, how many stitches I had done for that day, and then just calculate it obviously at the end of the week or the end of the fortnight, month, or whatever that is. So the other way, obviously, with normal patterns that I've got, I do still have some patterns that are paper. I literally sit there and calculate each of the stitches that I complete as I complete them, or as per thread that I use, and I would calculate it and then just make a little note on the side of how many stitches there are. So it is a manual process, but because I do a lot of the challenge games, I do need to calculate the stitches that I've got. So in relation to the challenge games, I've mentioned in previous videos that I do participate in quite a few of the challenge games. So just over the last few weeks, I was a little bit overwhelmed with the retreat organising and not being able to do stitches very much, and a few other things, obviously in personal life and stuff that was sort of coming up and around this time, that I struggled to concentrate on doing the stitches. Now, I like to just do a huge big chunk of stitches and then go on and post it onto my games to show that I've done a bulk lot of stitches. And some of the stitches, some of the games that we do play, you need to actually take photos after every 100 stitches or 200 stitches. And it was getting a little bit too much for me. So I did give in and actually left a couple of those games. I'm still in a lot of the bigger games that I have, like the No New Starts Road Trip, and also Stitches of the Stitchiest, I think it's called. I don't know all the names, but I can put it down in the description. So there are still some games that I do participate in, and I will continue to participate in them going forward because they keep me motivated and get the stitches in. So that's how I've been counting the stitches, is just using my Pattern Keeper and also using the just on the actual patterns, and I highlight those. So sometimes it's easy with the paper patterns is that I count the empty squares that I don't do. So if the pattern doesn't completely cover the whole of the square, like if I was to use this pattern as an example, I would actually just count, like, so if it's the majority of the square is covered but there's still, I would count the white squares that didn't have a cross stitch on it. So then I just take that away from the 100, and it's easier to calculate that than it is to sit there and count 89 stitches or however many there are in the square. So that's the easiest way that I find to actually count stitches. Now, my whiteboard at the back here, I've been promising that I will do a video to explain what that is. I have done a video just before I started recording this one, and I will add that to the end of the video. So you do have a little brief, I'm pretty sure it only goes for 4 or 5 minutes, to show you what that board's all about close up. And I've also taken a small video inside that video of my craft storage to show you how, one, messy my room is. Speaking to other people, I don't think I'm alone there, and also how I store my patterns, like what sort of idea that I had. Rather than just having all these boxes of lots and lots of patterns, I've separated mine out alphabetical order in some cases, and that's actually showing in the video. So you'll be able to see that at the end if you're interested. If it's not attached to the end of this video, I will do it as just a really quick Flosstube extra, just so that you can, if you do want to see it, you can watch it. If you don't want to, if you're not interested, then you don't need to go and watch it. So that now brings me to the little bit of a rundown of our retreat that we had. So for the last, I couldn't tell you, maybe 12 months even, myself and two girlfriends, Michelle and Christine, have been putting together our or planning the Thames cross-stitch retreat here in Thames, New Zealand, for people that are within New Zealand, or if there was anybody from outside that wanted to come, they were certainly welcome. So the weekend started on Saturday, and well, actually it started on Friday when the girls come down, and they actually live in Auckland, so they're about an hour and maybe between an hour and a half away from where I live. So they come down on Friday during the day, and we went down and set up all the tables and everything on Friday night, ready for the retreat on Saturday. So Saturday morning come, and I was awake at sort of 3 o'clock in the morning, had things going through my head, wondering what was going to actually not go right, what things were going to fail, and I would have had to have been embarrassed that I didn't set things up correctly or host things correctly. But if I can say in one word, the whole weekend was amazing. We had such a good time. I met so many lovely people from New Zealand that I'd spoken to just on our New Zealand group chat, and got to know people. I would say that I come out of the retreat with probably, there were 70 people, 63 people altogether, I believe, plus two of the vendors. I come out of there with, if I wasn't friends with them before, I've now got 63 new friends, because everybody got along so wonderfully. We're all very much stitch minded, and we had a really, really good time. So I hope that, in saying that, it's not just obviously from my point of view. I hope that everybody that attended and come along to join in the fun certainly had a really good time for the weekend. So Chasing Alyx, as I said, has got a little bit of a short video available to give you an idea of what come in the goodie bag. So for that reason, I'm not going to actually show you what was in the goodie bag, because you can go and see and listen to her explanation of what was in there. I was lucky enough to actually get given, excuse the crinkle, get given a couple of little gifts from a couple of the attendees, which was really lovely. Little tissue holders, and some soap that's been made personally, some floss drops that were given, that was from Elizabeth and Donna, which I truly appreciate. I have taken a video, just a short one, of one of the brag tables on the second day, to give you an idea of some of the talent that we've got here in New Zealand. When I look at videos of the retreats that happened all around the world, seeing the brag table, actually just, you can't help but just stay looking at the screen and be really excited, and thinking how wonderful those people feel getting something onto a table where everybody can look over it and think how amazing it is. So congratulations to all of those people that had pieces on the brag table. They were amazing in real life, and obviously on the video you'll see that they are just as amazing, which is really cool. So part of the retreat, we had two vendors that come from Christchurch and Wellington. Christchurch is close to, not at the bottom, but close to the bottom of the South Island, and I'm in the North Island. And the other vendor come from Wellington, which is the bottom of the North Island. So both of them had to travel extensive away. Like, it would have been from Wellington, we're talking like 7 hours maybe, if not a little bit longer. And also for Christchurch, it is a good maybe 13-hour driving, if not more, plus an inter-island ferry between the two islands, which is about 3 hours. So amazing that we had these vendors that come up and they put all their supplies on show for us to purchase, and I hope that it was worthwhile for them to come up. So that was Country Stitch and also Stitch NZ. two very well-known suppliers here in New Zealand, and everybody just thinks they're both amazing. So thank you to them for coming up. So one of the things, part of the goodie bag, is we wanted to be a little bit different with the name tags instead of having something hanging around our neck. So one of the attendees offered to make some name tags, which were turns out to be like a brochure or a brooch or a badge, and we personalised them with everybody's name. And then what we've done, instead of having a pin on the back, we've got a magnet, so it now becomes a needle minder now that the retreat is over. But it will give them a very good memory of coming to the retreat, to have that name badge and needle minder. So that was the only downfall we had over the weekend. One attendee unfortunately was not on the list, was definitely on the list to register, but had slipped off my administration sort of list, that I had a list of everybody. So Jessica missed out on a name badge, but no fear, because I've organised to have one made and send that on. I will send that on to her in the next few days, hopefully, so she won't miss out. But I did feel really stink that she didn't get one for the weekend, and it was the only error that was made the whole weekend. So if I can go by that, the whole weekend was a success, and it wouldn't have been a success without the helpers of Michelle and Christine to help me do the majority of the planning and organising. Letitia and Shona, two girlfriends of ours, put in a huge amount of effort on the weekend, on the Friday right through to the Sunday, with helping do the registrations, help with the workshops, things like that, the catering, getting the morning tea and the afternoon tea sorted, and everything like that. So I'm actually really lucky to have such lovely people in the community that help with trying to organise one of these things. So the good news is the next New Zealand cross-stitch retreat has been named for the area that it's going to be in, and it's going to be held by Stitch Witches, which is another New Zealand cross-stitch store down in Dunedin, so the bottom of the South Island. Anybody that is interested in travelling over to New Zealand and would like to actually come to one of our retreats, or you could try to tie it up with it when you're over here, that will be held sometime in May next year. At this stage, it's not been concreted. We've just got a verbal yes, they would like to host it, but it's not actually been definite with the times. We have to wait for them to check their availability and when they can do that. So I'm looking forward to actually going down there. I've never been to Dunedin, so I'm pretty excited to actually get down and meet the ladies down there. I have met Sue before. I haven't met the other ladies from the shop, but I also would love to see a couple of other ladies that are down that way as well. So, okay, so sorry about the videos, a little bit out of sorts, on a little bit of a personal note, and I don't really want to have to bring all my personal things onto my Flosstube. I do want to just keep it as a crafty channel. But today's my younger son's birthday, and he would have been 28 today. Sorry, I didn't actually think I'd get emotional, but so I sort of wanted to make sure that I could do something today that was going to make me really happy, and Flosstube and all the communications and everything that I have with you guys has certainly done that, by meeting new people, the retreat, meeting new people on there, and walking away with all those extra friends is something that has really made my heart flutter, that I'm really, really blessed that I've met some lovely people. So today's been a difficult day, and I am sort of right near the end of the day. I believe it's after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock maybe now, 7 p.m. So the day's nearly over, and but to get the video uploaded and try to do it so that I can mark his birthday, that I've actually gone and stepped outside my comfort zone, it's probably a big thing for me. So yeah, so happy birthday to my son Billy, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. But Okay. I'm going to get going and I'm not going to hang around any further so that you can go off and spend some time watching someone else. But if you'd like to actually leave a comment, ask a question, if you're happy with what you see and you want to be known when I put out the next video, please hit subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll get back to my normal Flosstube on a fortnightly basis with hopefully lots more stitches next time. I still do have another video that I want to do with the rest of my whip, proposed whips that I want to bring into next year. So look out for that one in the next few days. I've got a pile of them just down here on the floor that I will take a video of and get that out. So that will probably take my whips to close to 200. And I don't believe I'm going to be able to take them all into 2023. But I will do my very best to take the majority of them in there. So thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy stitching. Be kind and try to actually introduce yourself to someone new in the cross stitch community. You never know when they might need an extra shoulder or an extra friend to actually to talk to, and having a like-minded person available is sometimes does actually it's like an icebreaker to start talking about that. So take care and happy stitching, and hopefully I'll get to see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye. Yeah, I mean, this one's probably like, yeah, the White House.
Oh, we've got pit lines in our backyard. This is very, it's very funny when that Nigerian lady that is doing the videos. I don't think I've questions on Instagram. And she responds to these stupid ass questions that these foreigners ask about Africa. Like, and then she'll be like, one question is like, do we have water? And she's like, she'll call herself this whole pile of water bottles behind her. Like, no, we don't have water. When we're thirsty, we will get our elephants to spit into the communal pot and like, we're really dumbass.
We've got to go milk a giraffe.
Yeah, it should be, or no, so we don't have Wi-Fi in Africa, so we